Hello and welcome to the newest Gusto deck profile update post PIRIKA release. Super exciting. Anyways, I really appreciate all the positive feedback I've been getting in the comments about my last deck profile. I am happy to say that I think this deck profile is much improved on the last one. Especially a comment by Definitely Yu-Gi-Oh! I believe. You said something about, like, why do I run so many, like, shuffle backers? Contact with Gusto, 2 Gulldos, and the Quillpen of Gulldos. The reason I do that is because it's something I kind of want to use early game, get in the grave, so I can search it with Reeze later on. Also because I'm afraid of running out of Reeze. For example, after making like my second Reeze, since I only do have 2 of them, then I can shuffle back one of the other Reezes back and something else. And yeah, that's like the only reason I do that. I run 3 because I want a higher chance of drawing into it so I can get it out of the way, so I don't have to like be afraid of running out of Reeze, because that would really suck. Anyways, PIRIKA's at 2. I think PIRIKA's fine at 2 because like a little something you can do with PIRIKA later on that I might talk about if I remember. And also because it's searchable, so you don't have to have 3, like have one in your hand all the time. So it's not really necessary. Also, my favorite tech card, the Tricky. I can't believe I forgot about the Tricky completely. I have no idea why I didn't put it in until now. I think a lot of Gusto decks might have put the Tricky in already, and I feel like got a little left behind, but hopefully, this is like awesome. The Tricky opens up a lot of new plays for Gusto. Example of this would be Tricky, discard Griffin, you can search Gulldo and sync for level 8, or you could discard Griffin and search Reeze, and overlay for level 5 Zenmayo, which I put in. Reeze came back into the deck because I put the Tricky in. That's kind of like the only reason why. I took Reeze out because you run the danger of actually drawing into Reeze. Of course, I realize there's like a danger of drawing into a lot of things you don't want to. For example, drawing into like Esper Girl, Psychic Jumper really suck, although it's like fixable if you have Psychic Cleric. But Reeze is kind of like harder to do, so you might have to use Reeze to like get discarded and then shuffle back into the deck with Contact with Gusto if you want to search it for Zenmayo late game. Reason I put Zenmayo instead of another level 5 Exceed is because Zenmayo's Wind. That's like a really good reason, I think. Because of PIRIKA's effect. For example, we could have a play like 3-second Witch, Special Summon PIRIKA, Special Summon Gulldo, overlays for Reeze, and then you go Tricky, discard Griffin. Griffin searches Reeze, overlay, and then you can still say, for example, normal summon the 3 dragons, Special Summon Gulldo and Crash. Crash Gulldo, Crash Egul, Special Summon one of these 2, and then overlay for the Gusto Emerald, detach the Breed Dragon, etc. But Gusto doesn't really need like plays like that because you'll almost never need it. Musto and Caam, I've been running 2 Caam for as long as I can remember, but that was only because like you used to only be able to make Reeze if you had a Caam and an Esper Girl, or maybe a Gulldos and an Egul, which almost never happened. But that was kind of like the idea, like the level 4s were the main stuff you needed Reeze for. But now that PIRIKA's here, they're kind of there for their effects. Like you can toolbox them with Griffin, and you can use their effects. You almost never need effect negation, but Musto's there in case you just need to shuffle back 1 Gusto monster instead of 2 like Caam. Although Caam is definitely the preferred choice. Like for example, if your Caam does get banished, you're not completely screwed, but you're in a pretty bad position. For example, if you're playing against Dark World and they have Dark Smog and they banish it, or something else that banishes, no idea what, BD Crow. Also, Divine Wrath. Divine Wrath's in here because of discards, only running it at 1 though. Don't need to run it any more than that. Oh yeah, almost forgot. Monster Reincarnation, took those out. Again, definitely Yu-Gi-Oh! I do really appreciate the feedback. Monster Reincarnation, no, I didn't need it at 2. So I took out 1, then I realized one's pretty unreliable, so I took it out altogether. Reason I was running Monster Reincarnation was mainly because shuffling back synchros that I wanted to make again. That was kind of the only reason why, or to force like a Griffin activation, but that was kind of pointless since I usually return something useless to the hand. So I took Monster Reincarnation out, and it hasn't really affected anything a lot, apart from, you know, stuff. So I'm pretty happy with that. Also, Plague Spreader's gone, Zephyros is gone, the level leader that I was about to put into the deck is gone, I put an Armageddon Knight once, and that's gone too. Reason is because, like, Zephyros, really, and stuff like Plague Spreader, and, what else is there? Level leader. They're all dark, so I thought of putting in an Armageddon Knight. Armageddon. So I thought of putting an Armageddon Knight to put those in the grave, and then overlay with a level 4, because I thought I didn't have enough level 4s to overlay for the Gusto Emerald, which I actually wanted to make. So that was the reason that was in there, but I took it out because it's really unreliable, inconsistent, all that good stuff. So now the main way to make stuff is Redragon, Gulldo Crash, Egul Crash, level 4 something, and then overlay. That's the main way I get out the Gusto Emerald now. PIRIKA's awesome though, because PIRIKA means Leviair, and Leviair means everything. Especially if you, for example, if you banish for Ultimate Axon Kicker, which you don't need to do in most games, you can banish a you can banish like an Esper Girl and a something, probably Sihemeth, most likely. That's probably like the card of choice. Sihemeth and Esper Girl, and then you make Olivia sometime, and then you special summon Esper Girl, and Esper Girl gets her effect again, because it's only when she's banished. Doesn't have to be by the effect of the psychic monster, just when she's banished and special summon again. Then you can get like another monster, and like you get another card, and you also get a level 2 tuner, so that's all good. Speaking of level 2 tuners, Gusto really needs one of those. Really hoping that little penguin thing in the background becomes a level 2 tuner. You can special summon from the hand, and has an effect that activates in the graveyard. That's something I'm really hoping for, although I know nothing about cards, so I'm going to shut up now. Yeah, that's really only changes to like main deck, extra deck, and side deck. Changes would be Debunk and Huge Revolution is over. The reason I'm taking these is because Debunk is really useful for stuff like Spellbooks, your High Priestess, Lightsworn, your Judgment Dragon, all that good stuff. And also, the Huge Revolution is over because I'm terribly afraid of scraps. Now that scraps are like a thing, and I don't mean a thing as in like scraps weren't good before, I mean a thing as in scraps are a lot more dangerous now. I think that's like a problem with a lot of things. A lot of people don't think like a deck's very good until someone like completely wrecks with it, and they're like, oh, and they get new support, and they're like, oh, it's only good now because of new support. No, I don't really think that's a thing. Yeah, that's like the only thoughts I have on it. So this is like the new deck profile. Hope you guys do enjoy it. Oh yeah. I forgot one thing. Crimson Blader. I had a Mistworm in here, but Mistworm I didn't really need a lot of the time. Didn't need a lot of the time. It's also kind of hard to make. Only way to really make it was PIRIKA, Gulldo, one of the level 3s like Serene Psychic Witch, Hutch Psychic Cleric. That didn't happen too much. Also didn't feel like dedicating 3 cards to make 1 card. So that's the reason I took that out. One more thing I forgot. What was the last thing I forgot? Oh yeah, that's right. Vulcan to the Vine. This card. Probably not gonna be seen in Gustos, but this looks like it belongs in Fire Fist. Anyways, I actually wanted to put this card in there because it's a level 6. It's pretty easy to make level 6s with this deck. You know, Hashaka Cleric, discard Griffin, search Gulldo, etc. It's generic, and you get to return cards to the hand. You know, you can return anything to the hand, like one of your cards and one of their cards. Of course, it's not gonna affect you as much, but definitely like a monster that can be destroyed or something. Returning one of those would be really awesome, so that's kind of like the reason I was gonna run Vulcan to Divine, but then I took it out for Zenmaya, which I think is a lot more awesome. Speaking of which, he's still like making the same pose. Sort of. So anyways, please do stay tuned for more Gusto stuff. Also making a lot of new deck profiles, so please do subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed the deck profile. Bye bye.